Okay, so I'm back at our friends at I Pull You Pull. We're working on that. This is that Junkyard Revival. They've been gracious enough to just kind of donate to us to work on, give us a content vehicle, and this is our donor. I believe this is an 06. Am I right on that? Yeah, it's an 06 Chevy. Yeah, 06 Chevy 4.8 liter. I'm gonna yank this motor and tranny out of here, so I may as well start with this hood. I talked before about, you know, taking these things off by yourself. It's really not that difficult. I've never done one of these ones by myself before, but we're going to find out if it's as easy as I say. I've always said the back one should be the last one. So take off these front two. I'll do the same on the driver's side. And I'll take this side out. Just toss her in the back of the truck. Simple as that. Now you don't have any shade. I don't know. Maybe that could have waited. At any rate, let's get back at her. So, that's one of the things I should know before I get too deep is this thing drive by wire or drive by cable? That's drive by wire, as you can see there. Lame. I don't know if it's lame. That's the one I had so much trouble getting a standalone harness for. But I think CJ's gonna build us this one from scratch. So if you don't know, the computers for these things are inside here. I guess I got to figure out what I need to do here. Well, I did pull one of these already. I'm by far the furthest thing from an expert. Let me start with taking off these rad hoses, I guess. Maybe I'll get this radiator out of here. There's no reason for it to be here. It's only going to get in the way and it needs to come out anyway. So maybe I'll start with that. We'll go from there. It's my understanding that this thing has been processed as if it's going to the yard. So I shouldn't have to worry about fluids and whatnot any more than you typically would inside the yard. This is one of those deals where, you know, do you typically find them this complete in the yard? Well, it depends how committed you are, I guess. I used to go to the wreckers every single day, first thing in the morning when they opened. Once upon a time. However, I'm not that committed anymore. Okay, let me get you guys caught up here. So I was working on this and the owner, Paul, stopped in. He's a beauty, and he came and gave me some advice. He said when he did his, he actually took the front fenders. I think I was taking the brad support off, but he said take the front fenders off. It'll allow you to get in a lot tighter. He said it takes about 20 minutes. He's not far off. I think it's about that. And here's what we had to do. We had to take off these back here. These were all 13 mil. I took them across the top here. There's cutouts to get at them all the way along. Those were all 13 mil. One in the bottom there, 13 mil. And then there's one up here, one down there, and the one at the very bottom of the fender. fairly straightforward. Up top we had a couple here. We go across there. Let's look at this side. This side's a little more involved. So we got these guys here. We also got to take care of this. We got to unbolt that from down there. We got this all unbolted, same deal. We got one up front, but a couple down there and one on the bottom. So on this side, the battery tray actually connects, the battery tray sits right in here, connects the fender to this front support there. Kind of like the same idea as this guy, which I just took off there. It helps hold the fender in as well. So that's where I'm at. I'm gonna go ahead and pop these off. This GoPro keeps overheating, so I'll probably just keep coming back and walking you through it. But we don't have a big pile of parts. That's our air cleaner box. It's the cover on the rad support. I'm just going to go ahead and keep working on this. Once I get this removed, I'll bring you back, okay? I'm just going to physically remove the fenders and the rad support. So look who decided to join us. The man known as my buddy Jeff.
Just me, man.
Just Jeff. So we got the rad support off, we got the fenders off. Jeff made short work of these motor mounts. Just 3 bolts on each side. You see them in there? Jeff's working on this side, he's working on the last one. And then we're going to be unbolted from up here. But we still have some wiring and stuff to kind of take care of, so we'll take care of that. And then down below it'll be down below it's going to be issues like the transmission with the way it hooks up. I guess I'll have to cut that drive shaft. I don't know, we'll see what happens once we get down there, I suppose. All right, hang tight. Okay, we made a little bit of headway. So we got the AC off, disconnected. Of course, Jeff has those motor mounts out. The exhaust is cut off there right at the flanges. That was a bit of a surprise. We had one other surprise down here. It's kind of a biggie too. The back of this transmission is the tail shaft is missing. Was there more missing? I don't know. Just a tail shaft? Maybe. I'm not too sure. What I do know is this. We have no tail shaft for our transmission. That might be a bit of a big deal. I don't know. Might have to see what we can find in the parts yard. Wasn't expecting that. And we're also going to need a drive shaft, or at a minimum a yoke to go with that 4L60. We'll go ahead and get started and try and yank this thing out of here. Okay, for everybody wondering what you need for adapters to LS swap an LS into, you know, a 60 to 72, this is what you need. You need these adapters off Amazon. I think I paid 30 bucks Canadian for those. What's that US, Jeff? About $11?
Yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately. And then this is actually the 250. This is the pad taken right off the 250. And these are the perches that were on the 250 already. So that was an inline 6 perches, inline 6 mounts, and then just an LGP kit from Amazon.
And if you're doing a small block Chevy, this will bolt right in the spot of on the V8.
It sure will. In fact, you can put the clamshell spots on there too if you're doing the clamshell style.
But I would, if you're with an old truck, it's easier because the mounts are free with a 6 on there.
Free mounts. That's your middle name, isn't it, Jeff? Jeff Free Barber?
No, Bargain.
Jeff the Bargain Barber. I like it. Okay, so there you go. Now you know. If you didn't know, now you know. All right, we're gonna slam this in here, Jeff.
Let's try.
Well, that sucked more than I wanted. Thanks for coming out, Jeff. Really appreciate it.
You're welcome.
This GoPro's giving me nothing but problems today. So we got her in. GoPro quit recording on us at some point. I don't know if it got hot or what, but it's actually in there. Went in without too much of an issue, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, it's pretty good.
We don't have it actually bolted in yet. That would be these guys here, you know, the factory ones, but she is sitting in place. She's kind of leaned back right now because we don't have a transmission in there. It's sitting over there. The tail shaft, we'll do a quick little recap of that. Turns out the tail shaft is broken off, so I'm just kind of like tossing this to the side right now. Maybe they got another one they can help us out with, maybe not. Maybe we'll just go see if we can get this one, throw a tail shaft on there and see if it's worth saving, and it might be. We'll see. At any rate, that's going to do it for this one. We took it out, we put it in, put the LS mounts on. We're going to call this one good for today, and we'll pop back and get you for the next one. If you haven't subscribed yet, please think about doing so. Like, share, subscribe. I don't know what you guys do. Just do your thing, I'll do my thing. All right, toodles.